As I'm going for the full Super Nintendo set of games, I'm finding it more challenging to find games when I'm out and about at stores, conventions, or even online for those great deals. But it did not disappoint because things got a little crazy at Pittsburgh, at the Pittsburgh Gaming Expo. This fantastic video game convention where people were willing to work those deals, and I found some great games. And may I say, I went a little nuts for the Super Nintendo. So all of these games here, we left off with 552 games in the set. We need 720 plus games. So I found quite a few more, and a couple of these are a little bit more expensive. Some I'm not too sure why, and others I can kind of see it. So first of all, this game goes for over $150, which is nuts. This is actually called Mr. Nuts. This platforming squirrel. This like crazy mascotting game. And this is a fantastic one that I'm super excited to add into the collection. Now, I was able to get such a great deal on it, so I didn't go too crazy over it. But pretty much, it's one of those mascot platformers. You attack with your tail, you jump on your enemies, and you throw nuts. So there are like 6 different worlds. There's water stages, cave stages. Everything looks impressive. This is one fantastic looking game where the colors are vibrant. It is super colorful, and it does have some weird boss scenes. So some of the bosses that you go up against just look so bizarre. But I love how you get to explore. There are like hidden stages, different hidden items, and you get to use the password save in this game. But this is definitely one that I've been looking for, trying to find a better deal than what Price Charting or even eBay have. And this convention was the place to make those deals. This one is super clean, and I am so thankful because usually the label is like always ripped off on that one. Then this game, not sure why this one is super expensive. This game was essentially given out for free back in the day in hospitals. But this is Captain Novolin, I believe. So this one goes for around $100, which is just insane because they market it as this like hero game, but it's like so bizarre because it's about diabetes. This pretty much is like this particular like brand of insulin, and it was free to hospitals, a part of like NIH, this educational game where players with diabetes practice giving themselves treatment. So in this game, you go through different things where you have to check your blood sugar, your glucose levels, and it's just not really the best game. It does not play the best. So this is essentially like a bad game in today's time, but I see, you know, how they were trying to be helpful, educational, but pretty much you have to collect the right foods and avoid the wrong ones. So of course you're not supposed to eat the donuts or the cereal or the cookies. You're supposed to eat those vegetables. And if you eat too much, you kind of like die, so I could see how this, you know, was definitely not the best. So it has like trivia questions in here. The sound is like super bad in this game, and the jumping is just also atrocious. So this one, not really too sure why it's so expensive, probably because of all the history and everything surrounding it. But this is another one that I was happy to cross off the list. Getting those heavy titles out of the way, just trying to like jump on that a little bit more. And this convention was full of Super Nintendo games, just trying to make those deals. Now it was a matter of time of finding the games that I needed in the set, and I scored some other great stuff. So make sure you guys stay tuned and hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so that you don't miss out on the other videos I'm doing on this. This one right here, Pinocchio. This is a great game, and I was also able to score it with the original instruction book. So this one came for like less than the price of the cartridge, but it also included the manual, so that's really cool. Now this game actually came out a lot later in the Super Nintendo lifespan, so of course it looks really nice. The sprites look amazing in this game. It's very well made. You know, you have this 2D side-scrolling platformer. You have 4 different lives, 4 different continues, 9 levels. There are like no saves, no passwords. So this one is a lot more difficult, but it looked great. But I feel like a lot of people miss this one and talk about some of the other Disney games a lot more, like The Lion King and Aladdin. But this one is a great one, especially if you love Disney or you love Pinocchio. And this one's also super cheap. So you definitely cannot beat that, because this is one that I haven't been able to find with a clean label. And I'm really excited that I did, because it's a lot of fun so far. And on to some Clay Fighter. This game, I always get confused whether I have it or I don't. But according to the list, I needed this one, and I've passed over this game so many times. So that's like the crazy thing about these lists, is you never know which games you really do have until you look at that list. But Clay Fighter, this like crazy game that did something really creative back in the day, but I feel like it's not appreciated now. Of course, everyone knows Clay Fighter Sculptor's Cut on the Nintendo 64, that insanely expensive blockbuster game. And this one, you know, it was fun back then, but of course fighting games were all the rage. But it's really crazy to know that they actually individually photographed these different clay creatures in like so many different poses, and then they digitized them for this game. So you have these clay models, and you have like Bad McFrosty, you have like this Elvis impersonator, you have Blob, Tiny, Helga, all these like different characters that have a lot more going on with them. It's simple, but they tried to do something so different than a lot of the other fighting games back in the day. So I can really appreciate that, and I've played this game before. I've had fun with it. I love the fighting games, and this is one that I just kind of appreciate for taking something a little bit different and expanding on it. Then on to this very clean copy of Steel Talons. So this is another one of those games, we've seen them all before. So it's like another attack helicopter game. You have like guns, missiles, and it has like these like polygon style, you know, like the background and everything. But there's nothing crazy that stands out. So definitely let me know if you played this one, or if maybe I should give it another playthrough or look through. I just couldn't find anything that like majorly stood out at me in comparison to a lot of these other style games that are very similar to this. So I'm not really too sure which one is the best in that particular, you know, style. Then this game right here, this is one that I guess they really did not want someone to take this game. This is GP1 Part 2. So it's all over this rental game. There's so many stickers on here. It says like warning, you know, please rent. And there's like stop and go video. They put like 4 different stickers so that you can't open it. You can't like, you know, peel all of them off. And they even wrote on marker. So there's like all these different, you know, numbers on here. And then even on the back as well. So it's like this thing is going to be a nightmare probably to clean. So I'll probably just keep all the stickers on it for now and just make sure that the pins and everything are clean. Maybe get a little bit of like this security sticker off the back. But this game right here is a racing game, and it's not actually that bad of a game. At least the first one was not. So the second one definitely does some more improvements, has like some more tracks. So I'll definitely have to get the first one, I believe, so that I can kind of compare them. But I do remember playing one of these back then, so I can't wait to see which one it is. I think it's probably the first one, and I'll see if they really did improve or if the first one kind of stands a little bit higher. But these are super inexpensive games. So I would have to say that this one right here is definitely the best in the bunch. Mr. Nuts on the Super Nintendo. So this game right here is just so cool looking. I love the designs. I love the colors. I love these like platformers. And there are no like few and far between on the Super Nintendo. They actually have quite a bit. So I've definitely enjoyed that. But of course, spending, you know, the money on Captain Novolin, kind of more for like the history and everything behind it. That's definitely bizarre and crazy. You know, spending some of this on these complete collections, trying to add more into the set here. But I want to know, which game did you enjoy playing in this list here, or which one looks like a fun time? Which one would you buy if, you know, you could actually get any of these games for a reasonable price? So of course, we are adding 6 more into the set from Pittsburgh Gaming Expo, having a blast there. starting out with 552 and now having 558, getting closer, trying to hit that 600 mark, and then just kind of pushing our way through. So hopefully at the next convention I can find some more, or even some of the local game stores. I know it's a little bit harder as I've seen a lot of the same games over and over again. So this was definitely a pleasant surprise, and I can't wait to see what is next. So of course, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and check out all of my other videos and stay tuned for more.